Hello.
Are you with them?
I travel with them, yeah.
Oh, wow. What's
Yeah.
your name?
I'm Mitch.
Mitch?
Yeah.
Okay. My name is John.
Howdy.
Yeah. But it's like two different messages.
Yeah. But the message that we can come together, even though we might start at different places and we might believe different things at the end, that we don't have to feel that we're enemies, but that we are one nation and that we can have the conversation, and that the conversation can happen in the street too. So so I've been filming them and sort of seeing their ideas, especially when they meet other Christians. Like we were just down there, and some Christians were telling them that the way that they were approaching the message seemed a little wrong to them. But then when the conversation got to it, they connected over sort of the same values, and they were able to come together. And I think that's very good for the country right now, where we feel so divided.
It's a good conversation starter.
I think so.
It's very countercultural.
Yeah.
Because it's because we're preaching that Jesus Christ is the only name upon which we will be saved, and you said Jesus lied.
Right. And yeah. So it took me a while to get to this one. I've been doing something on YouTube for a couple of years.
Okay.
Have you heard of the Flying Spaghetti Monster? And
Yep.
and so I've been preaching. Yeah, I've been preaching him on YouTube for a while. You can find me there if you want to continue this conversation after today. And I met our friends here, Joseph and Dominic, in Denver, and we've been having a conversation in the street about sincere belief and things like that. And I think the conversation's going very well, but these conversations take a long time, and we have to have the sort of patience to.
This is like the introduction.
Right. So I've been doing Pastafarian ideas for a while, and I feel that it's communicative of some very hard conversations to have, some very deep conversations, not very surface level, but fundamental. Yeah.
What do you mean by Jesus lied?
I mean that not everything he said was true, and that he was a source of some good ideas at the time, but that as we continue into the future, our scriptures will iterate, and that there might be an Old Testament and a New Testament, but that we should have a newer Testament as well, and that the newest Testament should be what we seek. Also, I'm walking around with this sign as well to encourage street conversations and street debates about these topics. Yeah, and that although these topics are very emotional, usually for people involved, and very central to the core of us, that those conversations might be difficult to have in public, but that we ought to, and that way. Not only will it help us communicate across the gap, but people sort of listening to the conversation as well can hear both sides and not judge between both sides, but see that we are both basing our opinions on very similar values of love and truth.
But truth is like one way. So, but right now what it seems like is there's two kinds of truth here.
Mm-hmm.
So is truth relative?
You guys keep having that conversation.
We'll do.
Then it wouldn't be truth. Yeah.
Well, I mean, grass is green. Might not be relative, but today is a beautiful day is a sort of relative thing. Some people are not having a beautiful day today. Even though they might be feeling the weather and the wind right now, they might be in the middle of something terrible, and so it does depend on sort of the perceiver whether it is beautiful.
It is beautiful. It is more kind of like a statement.
Mm-hmm. And so is it true? Is it true that today is a beautiful day? It is for me.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
right?
Some though would say it is not for them. It is not beautiful, and they cannot see it. Especially if they are feeling oppressed. Yesterday we were on the other side of the White House, and in that area where people were saying that Black Lives Matter, and they were saying that we had speakers, larger speakers. We were talking about Jesus with larger speakers, and they were saying the things that you're saying here are getting in the way of what we're saying, and so the message of Jesus is not welcome here because there is something else we're trying to say. And so they did not feel that it was a beautiful day. It was still an oppressive day to them.
So it all comes down to why. Why is it not a beautiful day?
For them, I think that they would say that the system of oppression has not been toppled, that we can expect tomorrow the same sort of systemic racism and violence that we saw yesterday, as it were.
So, for you personally, who do you think Jesus was?
Personally, I think Jesus is sort of a fiction of Paul's. If I were to
Fictional character?
Yeah, like Socrates.
He never happened. He never. There was never a person named Jesus.
Well, I mean, in the same way there was never a person named Hercules or something like that. We can talk about the efforts of Hercules, and we might say that was based on sort of a hero of the time, but I doubt that hero changed the course of a river, kind of thing. Yeah.
How would you answer majority of the biblical scholars and historians who unanimously agree there was a person named Jesus Christ? He had 12 disciples, and he even went to the cross, died, buried, and by their own eyewitness accounts, not just 1, 2, 3, but 12 to 500 people saw the resurrection, the bodily resurrection of Jesus Christ. How would you?
And even non-Christian historical writers.
I think we would disagree about eyewitness accounts. First of all, Josephus was a traitor to his country. He was the only one who survived a suicide pact, and so then you've got to wonder what he did for the rest of his life. He lived in Rome and told the Romans stories that they wanted to hear, and the Romans definitely wanted to hear stories that mocked the Hebrews, so I'm not sure that we can trust Josephus.
There was even a Roman...
Do you say that a traitor, by being a traitor, discounts him as a credible, reliable source? If you're a traitor, that means that you cannot be trusted to actually document any kind of historical truth.
Not any kind, but it definitely would throw a shadow on it. It would definitely. I would have a sort of ulterior motive in that narrative. I think that Josephus cannot be said to have no ulterior motives. And then when you say 500 people, we're really just quoting Luke, and that is one person.
You have to define ulterior motive. What do you mean by ulterior motive?
A different reason for saying what he was saying. Josephus's army was defeated by the Roman army, and he did not want to die. And I think that he would say whatever it took
to
keep him alive.
Though, that actually documented, and I had a couple names. I can't think of them on my top of my head because they're hard to say, but there was also Roman guards.
Tacitus?
That was one of them, actually, yeah.
Josephus was a secondary, maybe even tertiary. He wasn't even an eyewitness.
Correct.
And so, talking about eyewitnesses.
So for eyewitnesses, we only really have two. We've got probably John and Matthew, Mark, Luke, Matthew. I definitely don't want to disrupt the meeting of the believers. I do appreciate your conversation here today. I appreciate that.
So there is a manner of prayer. It doesn't necessarily mean that we hold hands and dance and whatever. If we're all here, right? Where Jesus said that with 2 or 3 gathered in my name, I'm in the midst. So it doesn't matter if we're holding hands or you're way over there or we're here. Let's just pray for hedge of protection over y'all and us for safe travels. Let's do it.